Hello and welcome. So in today's video, what we want to do is we want to look at how to get online, start coding using what's called an IDE, or an internal development environment, and sort of a tool that you can use to code online simultaneously with multiple people. So if you're interested, let's get started. All right, so there's a variety of tools we could use, tools like CodePen or potentially Code Chef. The tool that we actually want to use is called Replit, so we will Google that, or we could probably go to Replit.it. But you would click on Replit. There are a number of ways that you could get started. First, if you already have an account, you could log in. Second, you could sign up if you want to create an account and use this service multiple times, or you can just hit start coding. So next we're going to pick our language. So there are a number of different languages here. You can scroll through and sort of look and see if they have the language or framework that you're most interested in using. I'm going to pick node.js, and then you go to create Repl. All right, so this brings you to a page that looks something like this. On the left-hand side, you have your different files, so you can create a new file. So if we wanted to, we could say create a file.style.css file, or we could create a helpers.js file, whatever we want to do. But if you go back to your main JavaScript file, your index file, you could just go ahead and start writing code in this middle bar here. So if we want to create a function, so using ES5, we'll just try to spell this correctly. We'll use the function keyword, and then we will say, let's call this function add by 2. And add by 2 will take a single argument, which we'll call x, and then we would return the result of x, if I can use the right keys, x plus 2. All right, so that should give us the proper result. So if we wanted to log this in JavaScript, we could use console log, and then we would add the name of our function, add by 2, and we would invoke that function by adding parentheses. And let's see what adding 3 to 2 is. Hopefully we can figure out the answer before we run our amazing program. But just to check, let's see if it is indeed 5. Sweet. All right, so that is sort of how we would write JavaScript code. Now, what happens if you want to share this link? What if you wanted to code, say, with a partner or a group, or work on a project with other people? There are a few ways to do this. Probably the easiest way, if you're in a position like we are in, where we've created an anonymous REPL, you could just take this link, you could copy that, and then you would share it. So I'm gonna pretend I'm another person, open up a new tab, an anonymous incognito tab, and then paste that link, and we should see our code come up, the code that we've written. So there we see our console.log file. And then let's just say we're going to write another function. So if we were here, let's just run a simple function called say hello. And say hello will take 0 arguments. And we can either return hello, or we could console log it. It doesn't really matter. But if we're returning the value, then let's take this, and let's return the result of invoking say hello. Cool, and so then this should return 5 and the word hello. Now, if we were to put our two windows side by side, or if we were to try and do this, you would see that here, now when I refresh this, it has the original link, but then if I come back here and I paste this in, if you make sure that it has the same name, so in this case, it auto-generated the name Courageous Troubled Font, you would see these two windows are the same in terms of their content. Now, another way to share a file would be to go back to the Replit homepage, which we'll do now. And then you could sign up and create an account. Now, by creating an account, you'll be able to sort of keep all of your REPLs in one place. And I'm going to sign up by using a Google authentication, and I'm going to choose the account colearnable. So that will log in because I'm already logged into Google. And then again, we'd sort of have this option of creating a new REPL. Let's create a node REPL. We can give it a name, so colearnable example. Let's try to spell example correctly. And then it will create that individual link. Now we could again go and share this link, that is our URL, or we could go to this button here where it says share. So let's create a function. Not having the best day typing today. So function share me, it will take, we'll return a string which just says use this link, and then we'll copy the link. This is just sort of like some random throwaway function. And then if we go back and again, we'll log the results of invoking share me. We run this, we just want some code to have. And then we'll go here to this button which says share. I'll make the screen a little bit larger. So we're gonna go to share. And then you can, if someone is already in the Repl ecosystem, or if you have their email, you could email them directly. But what I like to do is I like to just copy this link, which is literally the same link as you have here. So it doesn't really matter. And then if we were to open a new tab in an incognito and we were to enter that link, it will probably ask you to join. But if we were to join, then it would be totally fine. And we would essentially have that same link. All right, so in summary, we wanted to look at the IDE or coding environment of Repl.it, and we looked at two different ways to create new files and then share those files. So if you have any comments or suggestions of how we can improve this video or videos going forward, please add them in the comments section. If there are additional topics or ideas that you would like us to explore, please add those as well. And as always, thanks for watching. Cheers.